If you're tired of gaping trousers, stay tuned for today's video. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and I am the style coach. This channel is all about helping you refine your personal style and increasing your confidence. You can also find me over on Instagram at thestylecoach.ie, or of course you can find out more about my online courses down below. Before we get into today's video, can I please ask you to like the video if you enjoyed it or learned something new, and why not hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already, and join the community here. Today's video is all about that very annoying gaping part of your trousers at the back. You know that part when you put on a pair of jeans or a pair of trousers and there's just, it fits around the thighs, it fits everywhere else, but at the waist, you've got this big gap at the back and you can feel the wind going down there, and it's just not what you want when you buy a pair of trousers. If this sounds familiar, let me know in the comments below. The reason this is such a common problem for my clients and for people who are shopping is because when you're buying off the rack, when you go to the high street or even higher end shops and you're buying off the rack, the clothes are made for everybody and so they fit nobody perfectly. I'll say that again because it's important. When you buy off the rack, the clothes are made for everybody and so they fit nobody perfectly. It makes sense, right? When you hear it, they're making clothes to fit the masses. And so they fit everybody just okay. They fit nobody really well, unless you're very lucky. And so in this case, this is why I'm offering you these tips. There's little things that you can do that will help you immensely. If it does sound familiar to you, it's likely because you are either one, an hourglass shape, or two, a pear shape, or the triangle shape, sometimes it's called. This means that you have a defined waist and your hips will be larger. It could happen with some of the other body shapes as well, maybe the inverted triangle, depending on your particular shape. But basically, the defined waist means that oftentimes you will have a gap between your back and the back of your trousers. What do you do about this? I've got a few solutions for you, so stay tuned for all of them. The first thing you want to do is be sure not to size down in your trousers just so the waistline fits your waist. Because what happens there is you're going to take away the space that you need across the bum, across the thighs, across the hips, just to get that fit on the waistline. So either way, you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable. In this case, I would recommend that you go for the size of trousers that fits your hips. Something that's comfortable. Yes, you're going to have that gap. We'll deal with that in just a moment. But just be careful that you don't start playing around with your sizes, going for trousers that are too tight, because you're going to be uncomfortable and you're not going to wear your trousers. If you're very lucky, you'll come across a pair of trousers that are really well tailored. They tend to be a little higher end because the workmanship has gone into it. And sometimes there's some good denim companies that will create a line that caters for curves. Like Levi's did the Curve ID jeans there a few years ago, which were amazing. And I believe they're discontinued. Levi's, if you're listening, please bring them back because the jeans were great. They made something called the bold curve. And they did the demi curve, I think, and a slight curve. But the bold curve was catering for the width on the hips and then a small waistline, and they fit like a dream. So sometimes you'll be able to buy off the rack if there's really good tailoring. If there's not good tailoring, stay tuned for the next tip. The next thing you might want to try is sometimes the gap, it's not so obvious. There's not much of a gap. In this case, a belt could be the thing that fixes it. If you haven't tried a belt, this could be it. It's a really simple solution. Put a belt on, job done. However, sometimes you might have so much fabric that when you put the belt on, all the fabric starts to gather and it really looks messy, untidy, and starts to make your outfit look a little bit cheap. If that's the case, we'll move on to the next tip. So my next tip is if you do have all that fabric gathering under your belt, it's just not going to work. What do you do in this case? Well, you may not like my next tip, but hey, this is my solution. You may have to get alterations done. In this case, I would really encourage you, if you are this body shape, your hourglass, pear shape, or sometimes the inverted triangle, factor in the price of your alterations into your pair of trousers. If you usually spend $100 on your trousers, spend $80 and spend $20 on your alterations. You will be so glad you did it. I do this with a lot of my trousers and it makes such a difference. It really does. When the waistline just fits, you've got the space on the hips and everything just looks like it's made for you because, you've got your alterations bespoke to your body shape. Yes, it is a little bit of a nuisance. Yes, it might add a little bit of cost. However, I think the payoff you get from the alterations is so worth it. So those are my top tips for gaping trousers. I hope it helps. Let me know if it does. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care. Bye for now.